What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to today's transfer news roundup, and actually got quite a nice few stories to go through. So if you're just joining us for the first time, what we do is go through the newspaper stories, bring you 3 or 4 that we think are worth a conversation, and simply ask you guys to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do drop a like on the video, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. We're only a handful away now from 239,000, so every single one really does count. So look, gonna get straight into it, because as I said, there's a lot to get through. Let's talk Kubo for a minute, because there's reports coming out of Spain that Liverpool are interested in signing Kubo. Worth noting that Real Madrid both have a first option on a buyback and also a 50% sell-on clause. So if Liverpool do look to buy him, you got to keep that in mind. And also, I don't know how strong these links are, in all honesty. The ones that come out of Spain, I'm always a little bit more dubious about, but maybe they're trying to drum up interest to get the money in for the player. But look, it's a type of link that I think we'd all like, so let me know your thoughts on that one. And moving on to Joshua Kimmich, which has kind of developed a little bit over the past 24 hours or so. 2 things to say on this one. First, there's a story coming out from the Star that say Liverpool are very interested in the player, 28 years of age. If we were to look to buy him now, which we won't, i.e. in the winter market, Bayern Munich would look for a fee of about 50 million quid from Liverpool or anybody else. But if we go in July, then Liverpool will be looking to pay about 25 million quid. And I would say think of this very much the same way that you would think of the deal for Thiago Alcantara when he came to Liverpool. And I'd be all for it. If you're going to lose Thiago in the summer, I think it makes sense to bring in another experienced head to have in there, somebody who's been and done it in Europe at the highest level, and that certainly is Joshua Kimmich to me. Now, if you look at the bookies' odds around the transfer, the latest odds that I'd seen did have Liverpool as the favourites, but I'm not going to say it's odds on or anything like that. It isn't. They say 2-1 Liverpool to bring him in. Manchester City were 3-1. I think United were down about 6-1. But for me, if he does move to the Premier League, I do feel it'll be either Liverpool or Manchester City. Everything I've read in the few months building up to this has always leaned towards the Manchester City side of it. I think it'd just be an astute piece of business. So I hope it happens, but let's see what the summer transfer window brings. And as I said, 25 million quid doesn't seem unreasonable to me. Another link for Liverpool today out of Spain out of Portugal, I should say, is that Liverpool have been linked with a move for Porto midfielder Alan Varela. Bolivip, a Portuguese outlet, claimed that Liverpool are interested. Manchester City are also looking at him. The report goes on to say that he has a release clause. Of course he has a release clause. They only love lashing in release clauses because they're legally obliged, I think, too. In Portugal, the release clause is €70 million, and they say that Porto would want that €70 million paid if anybody came in to get him. And look, do we need to drop 70 million on a midfielder? Probably not. So for me, I think that's just another one that we can say, who knows? We'll keep an eye on it perhaps. Marc Guehi, which is the big story, I guess, developing over the last few minutes since I finished up my live stream and jumped in to record this. Story today said that Liverpool, according to the Mirror, Liverpool are looking to target Crystal Palace's Marc Guehi in the summer as Jurgen Klopp continues to look at refreshing his squad. This makes a lot of sense to me. Clicks the homegrown quota, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody who's Premier League proven. Loads of people have been looking at Anderson from Crystal Palace. Talking to Lee Gunner, when he was looking at Arsenal's business, they were looking at him. For us, I think Marc Guehi makes a lot more sense for the type of defender and the position in the side that Jurgen Klopp wants to strengthen. So, no figure mentioned in this one. I'd be interested to know what you guys think maybe Crystal Palace would look for if they were to sell Marc Guehi. Double raid on Palace, what we saying? Maybe Marc Guehi and Michael Olise. Not really much new on him, by the way. A lot of people are asking over the last week or so. But we do know if anybody wants to sign Michael Olise in the summer, you're going to probably have to pay that new release clause that's in his Palace deal, which we think is about 60 million quid. But I don't think that's been absolutely confirmed by anyone. Now, not really transfer related, but I got to rate this. Ramy Abbas Issa. To say shots fired, I guess would be an understatement, but this is what he has posted on social media, and I've got to say, massive dub for me on this. The same individuals and influencers who get weak at the knees when they happen to bump into Mohammed in person and beg for follows or selfies, Tarek. I guess it has to be one. Tarek has to be one of these people he's talking about, right? That journalist that was taking cheap shots, call him the worst captain, say he doesn't care about his country, all that other stuff. tried to capitalise on an unfortunate injury and question Mohamed's commitment to his country. They did this looking for fame, clicks and likes. Very much agree with that. And look, people are going to say in the comments, Craig, you criticise Salah. I criticise him for a performance based on what I'm seeing on the pitch in one game. Not his loyalty to his country, not his fitness, not his dedication to representing Egypt. That's never in question with me or Liverpool. I want to thank those, said Ramy Abbas, who did the honourable thing and pointed out how ridiculous and cheap this was. I took names in both cases. Most importantly, to the vast majority of you who support Mohamed, my message to you is not to worry, because your global icon, the one you helped create, is already too big to be brought down by social media. No hyperventilating or foaming at the mouth influencer is going to change that. I would say that definitely goes in the massive dub category there for Ramy Abbas. Love to know what you guys think about that. Not really transfer related, but possibly a bit of good news. Jurgen Klopp has said that Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson, and Dominic Szoboszlai could all feature for Liverpool against Norwich in the FA Cup game at the weekend. A couple of people asking me in the live chat earlier on when the game is, 2:30 on Sunday. And of course, we'll be doing a watch along of it here on Anfield Agenda from 1:30 on Sunday. So I hope you can join us for that one. Also, little bit of news on the opening of the Annie Road end, the remaining seats there. The hope was that they would be open for the Chelsea game, of course, coming up next Wednesday. But unfortunately, that hasn't come to fruition. So it looks like Liverpool, according to David Lynch, are hoping for the Burnley game on February the 10th as one that we could possibly see the full opening of the Annie Road end, and Liverpool's capacity turn into the biggest capacity that, well, we've had in my lifetime, certainly at over 60,000. A few other tiny bits and pieces coming up as well. What's this one? This is on Manchester City that came out last night, and I'd love to get your thoughts on it real quick. So this says Manchester City still don't make enough matchday revenue to make Europe's top 10, despite having the best commercial income in the Premier League at just under €400 million. Doesn't add up, right? It doesn't make sense there. But hey, a lot of stuff around their finances don't make sense to us mere mortals. But let's wait and see. Kefren fired a few shots yesterday. Pep Guardiola fired a few back today. And all I want, and all everybody else wants, is just an end to these shenanigans, an end to this circus. And hopefully we'll get that soon. So look, my friends, a couple of things again before we finish up. Don't forget, Anfield Agenda live in Boston at the House of Blues Foundation Room, right beside Fenway Park. Coming up March 22nd. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster. The link is in the description. Don't forget to check out the Anfield Agenda Clips channel as well. If you guys haven't done that, it's really starting to catch fire over the last couple of weeks. So thank you to everyone that supported us there. And I will see you wonderful people at 8:30 tonight. Same time, same place for another late night agenda where we'll be talking about Kubo. We'll be talking about Vinicius Jr. and what's happening there at Real Madrid. And of course, there'll be a little bit of Mbappe talk, whether you like it or not. But tell the truth, deep down, you really like it, right? I know I do. I'll talk to you good people at 8:30. See you then. Bye-bye.